Okay, I'm gonna start sharing my screen now. And before I do that, I want to go over what I covered last week because this is a series. Whatever I spoke about last week is going to be useful, needed for whatever I'm going to go over today and in the coming weeks. Okay. So, in the last week, I introduced you to my concept, basics and beyond, of weight loss. And in that, I spoke about how energy balance influences your weight gain or weight loss. And I went over por- portion control and avoiding nutrient neglection. And I also went over how sleep influences weight loss and how important exercise and body thermogenesis is for you. Correct? And I hope we are on the same page. I hope you remember the things that I have mentioned right now. If not, the video from last week is uploaded on my channel. Go check that out. It's almost an hour long video. Watch, do a recap, and when this video is up, I think this will make a lot more sense. Okay? Okay, let's start the presentation. Today is the second session of my weight loss to basics and beyond series. Second session is going to be divided into two parts because I have so many tips and solutions for you. It's going to be a lot if I cover everything in just one video. So I made two parts. I'm going to cover 5 tips today and 5 tips next week. Okay? A little bit about me. I am Falak Zeri. I'm a nutritionist and cosmetologist. I work at Derma Design and Diet Design with my mom. At Derma Design, I do everything about your skin, start like facials, clinical facials, um, laser hair removal, HIFU, skin tightening, microneedling, everything that you can think of, skin or hair related, we do it here. Okay. And at Diet Design, we specialize in tailored diets for you. And we also do procedures like muscle toning and body sculpting, cryotherapy, those things that can help you achieve your ideal body. So, together at Derma Design and Diet Design, we strive to make you look and feel your best. And at the same time, I am also working for a diabetes specializing clinic. So, what I'm trying to get to is whatever I say here, it is evidence based, it is science backed, it is not going to be just another video on YouTube. What I'm trying to do here is make you capable of taking care of yourself. I want to make you so packed with knowledge. Okay, and to do that, I am also learning and enhancing my profile to become that better educator for you. Okay, and to contact Diet Design, Derma Design, there is my contact information. Today, we are going to talk about 5 kinds of ways you're going to lose weight without um, diet or exercise. I'm not shouldn't diet or exercise. Don't get me wrong. That is a very crucial part of losing weight. But this is something besides diet and exercise, lifestyle changes that you can bring in your life that can help promote weight loss. Okay. And then we'll have a nice question and answer session at the end. So make sure you listen carefully because I am going to test your knowledge. Okay. What is basics and beyond? I have discussed it last week. I'll do it again. I'll do it in every video. Basics is stuff that you need to like but the fundamentals, okay, and beyond. Now, this is my, you're not going to find this on Google. Beyond is a noun for me. Like the way I have used basic number one, basic number two in my last video, I'm going to use a beyond number one, beyond number two in this video. Beyond is uncommon or innovative methods that are more than just traditional approaches to achieve a goal. Okay, we our goal here is weight loss, and in my further videos, if I'm ever discussing something like weight loss, something, a goal that I'm going to help you achieve, you're going to see a lot of basics and beyond in that. Okay. In my weight loss series, I am going to talk about the basics that I have already done last week. Beyond as Beyonds that promote weight loss, which is going to be today and next week. And after that, I'm going to help you achieve weight loss if you have pre existing conditions such as hypothyroidism or diabetes or anemia, stuff like that. If you have a pre existing condition, weight loss tech usually becomes a lot harder than it is normally. And how do you do that? We're going to talk about in the third video, the third part of my series. And the last one is artificial weight loss. And I am going to explain what artificial weight loss is when we get to it. Okay, I let it be a suspense till then. Okay, let's start with some motivation. What I'm trying to get to here is, last week I tried motivating you that video is not just another video that you watch and move on with your life. Educate you to help you achieve what you're usually struggling with. Weight loss is not easy. It is a long process. You did not gain all that weight in just 2 days. You cannot lose it in 2 days. The amount of time that you've put in to gain all that weight, at least half of that we need, right? I mean, if you're really motivated, you can probably take a lot lesser time, but be patient with yourself. And this is something that you have to achieve on your own. No one is going to do it for you because it is your body and it is your responsibility. And I know that you have it in you. It's just that you need some guidance and you need to realize that you're actually capable of doing it. Okay. And I'm here to help you realize that and make you capable of it. Okay. All right. Let's move on. Beyond number one, cold exposure. Who would have thought that just sleeping in a air conditioned room or just going out in the cold when the weather is really nice actually helping you lose weight? Who would have thought? Cold exposure, what it does is it activates shivering thermogenesis and non-shivering thermogenesis. I'm going to explain what it is in a bit. And these two mechanisms um, activates like certain things in your body, and without you realizing it, without you exercising or like doing like following crazy restrictive fat diets, this these two mechanisms are actually just constantly making you lose weight and make you like tighter and nice firm. And now let me get into how it does this exactly. Is by one, what is shivering thermogenesis? Shivering thermogenesis refers to the shivering that you feel, like when you go like, "Ugh," that is actually random muscle contractions that generate heat in your body to keep you warm when when outside cold gets to you and your body needs to stay warm to keep all your body functions working normally. Your muscles contract, um they work out without you working out, and they create so much heat, and to create so much heat they use all the energy that you have stored up in your body, and the stored up energy burns calories. And why, and this is like your muscles working out without you working out, right? And you and I both know that working out increases your metabolism. Okay, so that's how shivering thermogenesis works, by physical working. Now, non shivering thermogenesis is by releasing this hormone called norepinephrine. Now, norepinephrine is your fight or flight hormone. This activates brown fat, a brown fat cell in your body. I have like a diagram up there. The brown fat cell is a kind of fat cell that burns itself to create heat. Okay, and beige fat cell is um, a kind of brown fat cell that exists where there are like white fat cells. Okay, like white fat cells, by white fat cells I refer to, like areas in your body where there's a lot of fat or energy accumulated. Beige fat cells exist in those areas, and when your body goes through non-shivering thermogenesis, these beige fat cells, they turn into brown fat cells, and then they create so much energy and start using up all the energy around it, making you lose excess fat. Okay, that's how non-shivering thermogenesis works. And how are we going to include this? How are we going to make this happen? You can sleep in an air conditioned room. When the weather's cold, go outside, spend some time, let your body feel the cold. Then, besides that, you can take an ice bath. People say your pores become tighter, your skin becomes tighter when you put your face in cold water. How does that work? It's okay, the cold shrinks your pores because it like makes your skin go tight to save energy. Yes, that it does that, but it also activates the brown fat on your face, making your face lose excess fat. Yes, it actually works. It's not as like very fast working as you might want it to be, but it does work. It is scientifically proven. Okay, so there's sleeping in a cold room, ice baths, putting your face in cold water, going outside in cold weather. Is there any other way you can think of that we can um, expose our bodies to the cold? Any other way? I can't think of any, but if you know of some, please let me know. I would love to spend some more time in body is losing excess fat without me working out. Okay, let's move on to beyond number two, intermittent fasting. A video on my channel about intermittent fasting, and not just intermittent fasting, by fasting in general, because about fasting in general I've talked about prolonged fasting, dry fasting, and intermittent fasting. If you want to get go deeper into that, video is available on my channel, go check that out. Okay, intermittent fasting is popular, but most is the standard 16 by 8 fasting method, that is fasting for 16 hours and then have an 8-hour window to eat. But I suggest, if you want to lose weight, or if you want to make it a challenge for yourself, if you're that motivated, maybe try warrior diet. That's like 20 hours of fasting, but only a 4-hour eating window, or maybe a 14 by 10, where you fast for 14 hours and have a 10-hour window. Depending on your capacity. Or you can do an alternate day fasting. You can fast for one day and then you can eat the next day. Like eating 500 to 600 calorie one day and then eating normally the other day. You can do this based on your capacity, what you are capable of, how easy or hard you want to go on yourself. Just don't go too crazy with it, because at the end of the day, you need your water, you need your food. Okay. Moving on to beyond number three, eat more fiber, but not how you think. Hear me out. Countless times. But this time I am talking about specifically resistant starch. Resistant starch is not your regular carbohydrate or starch. It is the pre-starch kind of phase. Okay, so what resistant starch does is it is one, it is lower calorie kind of starch. It is 2.5 calories per gram instead of 4 calories per gram, that a normal starch molecule carries, or gram carries. Um, Resistant starch is also a prebiotic, which means that it feeds your gut bacteria. And the better your gut microbiota is, better weight loss. or healthier body in general. Okay, and because it is not entirely digested in your body, that 2.5 gram, that is also on the higher limit that I'm telling you, because not all of it gets digested. It moves down to your colon, your large intestine, and your gut biota, your bacteria, acts on it. It tries to digest this, and it ferments it in the process because normal digestion doesn't work for it. And fermentation, one, it makes you healthier. It keeps you full for longer. It less hungry, helps controls craving, improves overall digestion, improves absorption, and there's one downside to this. It The fermentation process has a byproduct that is gas, flatulence. The only downside to it, but it is also good for you. So keep that in mind. Maybe if you can deal with it, deal with it. Okay. I have a few examples of resistant starch here. The picture includes more natural ways of um, getting this resistant starch: green bananas, rice, and certain beans, oats, and not completely ripe potatoes. All these have resistant starch. And besides that, I suggest, if you really want to like go crazy with resistant starch, add psyllium husk, or we also call it a subkul, to your food, to your smoothies, to your dals. It makes it thicker. One, that food stays longer in your body. It keeps you full. Plus, it improves everything that I've mentioned right now. Okay, and glucomannan is another kind of resistant starch that is derived from certain kinds of yams or potatoes. You get this externally, like what is available in the food. And the way this works is it absorbs so much water and becomes a gel that it stays in your stomach and takes time to get digested. One, it will hydrate you. Second, it has about resistant starch. Use it. There are so many glucomannan supplements out there that help promote weight loss. Use it. It's safe. On to beyond number. This is a lifestyle change. I know some people might find this really annoying because in like today's time, all of us just want to like run and get our work done. We have work, we have assignments, we have studies, we have people who go work out, we have workout. No one has the time to sit down and spend time, extra time on eating. We love eating, don't get me wrong, but we want to just like eat everything and move on with our lives, right? Don't do that. Take your time. When you take more time to eat the food that you are having, your body is given allowed more time to register that you're receiving all the nutrients that you want. And you, once that nutrient like starts getting absorbed into your body, you realize that you don't really want more food, you're not hungry. So chewing slowly and like eating slowly, this actually promotes digestion, one, and it prevents overeating and helps with absorption of nutrients better. And it also tricks your brain into thinking that you're full. You're not actually full, but your brain thinks you're full. So it alters your hormones, leptin and ghrelin, a little bit. I've talked about these two hormones countless times. But what I'm trying to get to is your ghrelin gets controlled, that is, your hunger hormone gets controlled, your leptin gets released, your satiety hormone gets released, and you think that I am full, I don't want to eat more. Isn't that amazing? Okay, so I know it's a little difficult for people who are always on the run, but take your time, enjoy your food, set a timer, take 20 minutes to finish your meal, a meal that you would otherwise finish in like 5, 7 minutes. Take your time, put your fork down between bites, and focus on chewing thoroughly. Every little bit you feel, chew it, break it down. Let this um, um, enzyme called amylase in your saliva work on it and break down everything. It will help with nutrient absorption and food digestion. Okay, we are going to do this. All right. Okay, moving on. Beyond number 5. Um, I know I don't have to say this to Indians, but I just want to put it out there that if you love spicy food, if you're eating spicy food on a regular basis, without you realizing it, it is actually helping with weight loss. But the fact is that when we are having spicy food, it's usually curries, it's usually gravies that are so overloaded with oils and fats that even though the spice is helping you lose that weight, the excess amount of fat and oils that you're consuming is giving you all that fat back. In fact, it's adding more. So when you're eating spicy food, try to tone down the oils a little bit. Okay. But let me explain how this works. Let's get into the science of it. Adding spicy foods to your meals can increase metabolism and reduce hunger. The secret lies in capsaicin, the active compound in chili peppers. Chili peppers have that thin white line, the line that like leads up to the bunch of seeds on top, as shown in the picture. This is just for demonstration. The thin line is actually a gland that produces capsaicin. Now, and this capsaicin, what it does is in your body, it activates specific receptors called TRPV1. And these receptors are associated with pain that you feel that comes from heat. So whether it is heat, whether it is capsaicin, whether it's acidic pH, when you feel acid on your skin, it burns, right? You feel pain. That is all because of TRPV1. It's a receptor that makes you feel this specific sensation. And when this receptor is triggered by heat, to make this specific neuron or channel work, your body uses extra energy, causes expenditure or calorie burning. Okay, and another way that this works is it activates brown adipose tissue or brown fat cells, as we discussed earlier when we were talking about cold exposure. And what brown fat cells do? They make you feel the heat. It burns calories. Okay. Another thing increases the release of catecholamines that are a group of hormones that boost your metabolism, also called as flight or fight hormones. I'm pretty sure we are aware of this because this is like school time knowledge, and stimulates the release of glucagon like peptide 1, GLP-1, a hormone that works the same way as ghrelin, leptin, my bad, a hormone that reduces hunger and increases satiety. Okay, so capsaicin, such a small amount of a specific compound that you consume in chili peppers when you're having spicy food, it does 4 things in your body that makes you lose weight. Isn't that insane? Okay, now I for today I have already covered 5 kinds of beyonds, and I am going to questions. And if you were listening to me, if you were um, all ears when I was explaining my 5 beyonds today, you should be able to answer these. Okay. We are going to test your knowledge. If you're unable to answer, that is fine. I am here to help you with, because with every growing minute we have increasing viewers. I'm pretty sure some of you have missed the beginning. I'm going to give you answers. Listen carefully. This is when you are going to recap and test your knowledge. Okay. For point number 1, beyond number 1, was cold exposure. What are the two main mechanisms through which cold exposure burns calories and how do they differ? I'm going to wait for 10 seconds because that's the lag between live and watching viewers. 10 seconds and then I'm going to give the answer. Mechanisms through which cold exposure burns calories: thermogenesis and non-shivering thermogenesis. Thermogenesis refers to the actual physical shivering that you feel in your muscles when you feel cold, the muscle contractions that burn energy. And non refers to the release of hormone norepinephrine, which flight or fight hormone, which increases body energy expenditure. And this is also the way cryotherapy works. Anybody familiar with cryotherapy? If somebody's crazy into weight loss, you might be aware that it's kind of popular now. Cryotherapy is introducing certain parts of your body to cold probes, cold machines that in like start these two mechanisms in just like that one area, and you use like you lose that specific area body fat. That's how cryotherapy works. Okay, next is, does norepinephrine contribute to calorie burning during? Okay, how does norepinephrine contribute to calorie burning during non-shivering thermogenesis? Okay, so the way this works is by okay, so norepinephrine stimulates brown fat cells in your body that use the fat around it, the excess energy stored in your body to produce heat. When your body produces this heat, it burns calories, and that's how you lose weight. Okay, intermittent fasting and with unusual windows. What is alternate day fasting and how does it differ from a standard 16 by 8 intermittent fasting method? Okay, I'm gonna wait for 10 seconds. And then if anybody is willing to answer, my eyes are on the chat box. Okay. Alternate day fasting is a kind of intermittent fasting in which you eat normally for one day and the next day you reduce your calorie intake to 500 to 600 calories for an entire day. So your body is forced to lose weight, but it is also not putting your body into starvation, energy saving mode. Okay, so your body is not tricked into thinking that, oh my god, now I'm not going to get food, I am starving, I am going to I'm going to have to survive on the limited energy that I have, so I'm not going to let my cells use the energy. I am back in cave times, stone age, whatever it is called. So alternate day fasting is very good if you want to lose excess fat, excess calories that your body is storing up. Okay. Why might experimenting with fasting windows lead to a better weight loss? Anybody willing to answer? Okay, experimenting with fasting windows does two things. One, it does not let your body become used to a specific pattern. So, if your body gets used to it, it might stop reacting to it the way we want it to. It's similar how medicines work. And second, it gives your body time to adjust. If you cannot do the warrior kind of fasting because you're new to intermittent fasting, you might want to do something like a 14-10 or a 16 by 8 window. Okay, eat more fiber. And the question number one is, what is resistant starch and how does it differ from regular starch in terms of digestion and calorie content? I'm gonna wait for 10 seconds. Okay, resistant starch. Okay, before I answer that question, there is a question in the chat box. What are the health benefits of intermittent fasting in terms of weight loss, metabolism boost, and insulin control? I suggest you go watch my other video because it is going to um, take me a very long time to explain an entire very vast topic here. Go check the other video out. It is just as interesting. Okay, resistant starch does take longer time to digest, yes, which is why it keeps you feeling full for longer. And a lot of it does not actually get digested. It is a kind of carbohydrate that resists digestion. Okay, so it stays in your body. It's not bad for you. Don't get me wrong. Even though it resists digestion, it is not bad for you. It is good for you because it stays in your body and keeps you feeling full. And in terms of calorie content, it is only 2.5 calories per gram, while compared to 4 calories per gram that comes from regular starch. Okay. There's a question in chat box. Does intermittent fasting lead to muscle loss? That is yes, if you're not consuming enough protein, because when your body is deprived, um, thawing away from your muscles, because protein also can do the same job as carbohydrate, but it should not, because it has so much nitrogen that it produces extra weight and it puts a lot of load on your kidneys. So when you're fasting and you're not consuming enough protein, your body starts taking energy from your muscles, leading to muscle loss, and it puts load on your kidneys. So don't do that. When you're fasting, make sure you're eating high quality food and you're eating a balanced meal and you're consuming all kinds of nutrients that are required for you. So you're like I mentioned, it is a fundamental, a basic rule of weight loss or a normal diet that avoid nutrient neglection. Okay, because every nutrient has a specific role that it has to fulfill in your body. Okay, how to gain more muscles and not fat via diet? To gain more muscle specifically, you have to start working out, and through diet, you have to make sure that for your muscles to grow, you're providing enough protein. So depending on your physical activity and depending on the kind of lifestyle that you live, your amount of protein requirement is determined. And I suggest you see a nutritionist or a dietitian for that. And not fat, when you say you want to gain more muscles and not fat specifically, um, cut down on the carbohydrate and fat content, especially like the junk and outside food and that kind of fat, because fat gives a specific feel to your foods. It makes your food taste nice, and it adds a specific kind of texture that you enjoy when you eat food from that is made at restaurants, for example. So what I'm trying to get to is to avoid gaining fat. Maybe eat more food at home, and add less oil to it, add less fat in general to it, and avoid eating junk food. Honestly, if you just maintain your balanced diet that you would normally eat, and you know not overdo on any nutrient, you'll be able to manage avoiding excess fat consumption and fat put on. Oh, and excess sugar and excess carbohydrate, when it is more than what your body requires, even that turns into fat. So avoid doing that too. Eat how much you're supposed to. Don't go for over nutrition. Not you might think that if I'm having just a little extra, is it's not going to be harmful. I mean, at least I'm not doing less. Well, true, a little extra doesn't hurt anybody, but don't overdo it, because in excess, nothing is good. Okay, returning to my questions. Where was I? I talked about resistant starch. Okay, name two ways resistant starch benefits gut health and contributes to weight management. Okay, I am going to give you 10 seconds, and if you can think of an answer, the chat box right here for you. Okay. Um, so the ways that resistant starch helps you improve your gut health is by feeding the bacteria in your colon and your large intestine, and your because it's not easily digested in your body, your bacteria, your gut microbiota, it ferments this food, and this fermentation process proves that your gut bacteria, sorry, resistant starch is a prebiotic, and a prebiotic is basically food for the good bacteria in your gut. So one, that is how it benefits your gut health. Second, it contributes to weight management because it keeps you feeling full, and it prevents cravings. It prevents overeating. That's how a resistant starch can help you with weight management. How much fat content a body needs in a day? There's a question in chat box. Um, it depends from person to person, depending on your lifestyle and depending on your physical activity. If you For a normal person, um, 20 to 30% of how calories that you consume in your day should come from. But that's for like a normal person. It again, if you're let's say, it might vary depending on what you do. To understand such requirements better, I would want to know like what kind of body or what kind of lifestyle, sedentary, active, what does your day look like? What do you normally eat? What kind of fat are you referring to? What kind of foods are you referring to? That's how it would work. Okay, next is chew more, eat slowly. Why does taking at least 20 minutes to eat a meal help reduce calorie intake? I'm going to wait for 10 seconds and then I'll answer the question. If you can think of the answer, if you know, if you're aware, drop it in the chat box. I would be more than happy to see my audience actually listening to me. 20 minutes that your brain needs, that I have received all the nutrition that I need and now I don't need any more. So it tricks your brain, these 20 overeating and the calorie intake. Yes, leptin hormone increases and it gives satiety. Exactly. But 20 minutes specifically, because 20 minutes is the time that your process this information. What role does the enzyme amylase in saliva play in digestion? 10 seconds and I'm going to answer. I'll send you a little heart on the chat box. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Guess nobody's getting heart. Saliva, there is an enzyme in your saliva called salivary amylase. This enzyme starts acting on starch when you chew your food, and the food that is difficult to digest and you are unable to retrieve all the nutrients from it starts digesting these foods right in your mouth, and hence it improves your digestion and your absorption. And it also contributes to the 20 minutes that you take to eat a meal. So the 20-minute timer does not start when food reaches your stomach. It starts when you start chewing and your amylase starts reacting with it. Okay, next. Name two additional spices that aid in weight loss and describe their effects. Okay, I have not discussed this, but I am pretty sure there are some people in my audience who are aware of some additional spices, especially in our Indian cuisine, that aid in weight loss and you might know how it works. No one? Okay, guess not. First is ginger. Ginger aids in it it supports fat burning. One, similar to turmeric, it works the same exact way. It burns fat by reducing inflammation and speeds up your metabolism. And the second one is cinnamon can regulate blood sugar by controlling your cinnamon can control your cravings by regulating your blood sugar. Okay, there are a few questions here. Ginger, cayenne pepper. Yes, exactly. Cayenne pepper is just another kind of pepper. It's not a different spice. It is the same active compound in cayenne pepper and other peppers. Cinnamon, cumin, turmeric. Exactly, exactly. See, I've got some. So happy. Okay, next question is TRPV1. What is TRPV1? I have mentioned the answer for this one, even though it was not on my slides. Paying attention, I'm sure you might know the answer. It's really not that difficult. Can you think of anything? Anyone? Okay, so TRPV1 is oh, TRPV1 is a pain and heat sensation. No, no, it is not a sensation. It is a receptor, a sensory receptor in your body that makes you feel heat, and it makes you feel heat in the form of pain. So when you expose your skin or your body to, let's say, fire or heat or acids or just heat in general, hot, humid weather, or let's say capsaicin. No, 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 no. Okay, so when you feel these certain things, when you consume these certain things, your TRPV1 receptor, it activates itself and burns energy. It to activate, to make this receptor work, to make you feel these certain sensations, your body. Um, what are you talking about? Okay. To make your body feel these certain sensations, your body uses up energy. It burns calories. Okay. Not for is an AC good? Not. I am unable to understand your question. Is NAC good, not liver detox? What exactly are you asking? Would you like to clear that for me? I am unable to understand your question, but I want to help you. I want to answer it for you. Can you explain the question a little better? Are you asking about? Yes, it is, but not when you have not when you have like alcoholic liver damage. Like if your liver detox is because of your unhealthy lifestyle, or if it is because of the food you're consuming, yes it does. But if it's damaged because of alcohol, then it does not help much. But even then, I would suggest you not consuming it externally. I would suggest you include foods that have that are like rich in that specific compound. Okay, I um here's my contact information. If you would like to get to know me better, if you would like to talk about anything that you're going through, anything that you need help with, whether it's weight loss, whether it's another other conditions, you can contact me number, or send me an email, or drop me a DM on Instagram, and I'll be here more than happy to help you. A special offer at Diet Design Derma Design. If you want to scan that, and maybe stop by if you're in Mumbai, and make best take advantage of the offers that we have for you. Okay, thank you very much. I will see you next week.